Have you ever sat in front of your computer, staring at a screen, knowing you have so much to do, but your mind just feels foggy? You've read the books, listened to the podcasts, maybe even made a dozen to-do lists. But somehow, it still feels like your thoughts are scattered, like you're running in circles rather than moving forward. I've been there too. And what I've learned is this: thinking clearly, thinking smart, isn't something we're born with. It's something we can practice, day by day, moment by moment. In this video, I want to share with you 8 simple, powerful ways to think smarter than most people. Not to feel superior, but to feel more peaceful, more focused, and more free in your everyday life. Let's begin. Lesson 1: Move to think better. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Ben, once told me that whenever he felt stuck at work, he'd get up and go for a walk around the block. He didn't bring his phone. No podcasts, no music. Just walking. He said that 9 times out of 10, by the time he got back, he had the answer he was looking for. That's no accident. You see, the mind and body are deeply connected. When we move, we don't just stretch our muscles, we awaken our thoughts. Movement sends fresh blood to the brain, bringing oxygen, energy, and clarity. Even a few minutes of gentle movement can shake off mental fog like dust from an old window. But here's the mistake many of us make. We think that to think better, we need to sit still and concentrate harder. We tell ourselves, I just need to push through. So we stay glued to our desks, tightening our shoulders, straining our eyes, waiting for brilliance to strike, and it never does. But ancient teachings, and modern science, tell a different story. They say, move your body, and your mind will follow. Try this. In the morning, before you dive into your day, do a few simple stretches. Nothing fancy, just reach your arms up, bend side to side, breathe deeply. Feel the breath rise and fall as you move. Let your thoughts settle into the rhythm of your body. Or step outside for a short, slow walk. Don't rush. Listen to the birds, the breeze, the crunch of your feet on the ground. Let your awareness expand beyond your to-do list. Even during the day, between tasks or meetings, take a moment to stand up, roll your shoulders, shake out your hands, or walk to the kitchen and back. These small acts may seem minor, but they break mental loops. They reset your nervous system. And when your body relaxes, your thoughts find new flow. One of the greatest thinkers of all time, Nikola Tesla, used to say that his best ideas came while walking. Albert Einstein played violin when he got stuck on physics problems. The point is, clear thinking doesn't always happen by sitting still. It often begins when we move. So next time you feel foggy, don't fight it. Stand up. Stretch. Walk. Let your body lead your mind to a better place. Because sometimes, the first step to smarter thinking, is an actual step. Lesson 2: Choose your influences wisely. Years ago, I heard a saying that stuck with me: you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. At first, I brushed it off. But the more I paid attention, the more I saw the truth in it. Our minds are shaped by what, and who, we let in. If you're surrounded by people who complain all day, guess what? Negativity becomes your default. But if you regularly talk with people who think clearly, act with purpose, and lift others up, your mind starts to mirror that energy. And it's not just about friends. It's the books you read, the videos you watch, the voices in your feed. Every influence is a drop in the bucket of your thoughts. So ask yourself gently, who's guiding your mind right now? Start small. Follow one podcast that inspires you. Read one article each week from a thinker you admire. Reach out to that grounded, wise friend, not for advice, but for honest conversation. Listen more. Reflect more. And don't be afraid to let go of voices that drain you. That's not cruelty, it's clarity. Learning from wise people doesn't mean copying them. It means absorbing what resonates, and letting it refine your own way of thinking. Because when you choose better influences, you choose a better direction for your life. And over time, those small choices shape a mind that is truly your own, clearer, deeper, and far more powerful than you imagined. Lesson 3. Train both logic and creativity. When Maya was in college, she was great at math, sharp, focused, precise. But when faced with open-ended problems, like designing a new system or writing a paper, she froze. "I'm just not the creative type," she would say. But the truth is, creativity isn't a talent some people are born with. It's a muscle we all have, and like logic, it needs to be trained. Think of your mind like a tree with two strong branches, logic and imagination. One sees the pieces clearly. The other sees the bigger picture. You need both to build lasting wisdom. Let's say you're solving a problem at work. Start with logic, gather facts, list the steps, see what's known. Then step back. Ask, what haven't I tried? Let your imagination wander. Sketch. Journal. Doodle. Play with ideas that feel too silly. Let them breathe. Then return to logic, and test what's possible. This back and forth may feel strange at first. We're taught to separate the two. But the most brilliant minds, Leonardo da Vinci, Steve Jobs, even Einstein, used both sides in harmony. A common mistake? Getting stuck in one mode. Overthinking without dreaming. Or dreaming without a plan. Wisdom grows when we switch gears with grace. So give both branches of your mind sunlight. Train your logic with clear thinking. Feed your creativity with curiosity. Together, they'll help you see what others miss, and craft solutions no one else could. Lesson 4. Reflect, don't just react. One evening, Jacob sat in his car after a long day. His phone buzzed, a message from his manager, curt and unclear. Frustration flared. He almost fired back a snappy reply. But something stopped him. Instead, he put the phone down, took a slow breath, and asked himself, "What's really going on here?" That pause, that moment of reflection, changed everything. You see, the modern world rewards speed. Quick decisions. Fast replies. But wisdom? Wisdom comes from the space between action and reaction. Reflection is how we meet our own mind. A simple journal entry. A quiet walk. A single breath before we speak. When you reflect, you begin to notice patterns. Why certain things trigger you. What thoughts keep returning. You see which actions bring peace, and which repeat pain. Try this. Each evening, write one sentence about something you learned. Not big lessons, just small truths. I felt calmer when I paused before replying. I judged too quickly today. I handled that challenge better than last time. Over time, these short reflections become a map of growth. You'll start to notice how your inner world shapes your outer actions. The common trap? Thinking that insight must come in big, dramatic moments. But often, the deepest wisdom arrives in quiet, honest reflection. Reacting is instinct. Reflecting is strength. It's how we learn, adjust, and slowly become the kind of person we're proud of. So take that breath. Write that sentence. Look inward, then step forward with intention. Lesson 5. Protect your attention like a warrior. In a small mountain temple in Japan, a monk was once asked, "How do you achieve such calm in this noisy world?" He smiled and said, "I guard my attention like a warrior guards his gate." In today's world, your attention is under siege. Notifications, emails, endless to-do lists. Each one steals a little piece of your clarity. Most people don't lose focus because they're lazy. They lose it because they've never learned to defend it. Think of your attention as sacred space. What you let in, shapes your thoughts. What you focus on, grows stronger. What you ignore, fades away. So ask yourself, where is my attention going today? Are you spending hours on low-value tasks, rechecking email, clicking headlines, rushing between meetings? Here's a small practice. At the start of your day, write down the 3 most meaningful things you want to do. Then block time to protect them. Silence your phone. Close extra tabs. Tell others you're unavailable, for a little while. You'll feel resistance at first. That's normal. But over time, you'll reclaim your mind from the noise. A common mistake? Saying yes to everything, thinking it makes us helpful. But in truth, saying no with kindness is one of the highest forms of wisdom. Like a warrior with a clear mission, protect your focus. Not with harshness, but with quiet discipline. Because in the silence of sustained attention, you'll find your best thoughts waiting. Lesson 6, calm the mind to clear the mind. It was an old Zen master who said, "Muddy water settles when left undisturbed. So does the mind." Have you ever tried to solve a problem while feeling tense or anxious? The harder you push, the foggier things seem. That's not a flaw in your thinking, it's the noise of an unsettled mind. Clarity doesn't come from thinking harder. It comes from softening, from stillness. In the busyness of modern life, calm can feel out of reach. But it doesn't take hours in silence, just a few mindful pauses a day. Try this. When you feel overwhelmed, pause for 1 minute. Close your eyes. Place a hand over your heart. Inhale slowly for 4 counts, exhale for 6. Feel your breath as if it's the tide, rising and falling. This tiny act creates space. And in that space, insight can land. Calm is not laziness. It's not passive. It's a deep inner steadiness that lets you see clearly, speak wisely, and act with intention. One of the most common mistakes is reacting while emotionally flooded. We snap, we rush, we regret. But when we train the nervous system to settle, we give the mind room to choose, not just react. You don't need to escape to a mountaintop. You only need to return to the breath, again and again. Because the calm mind isn't empty, it's ready. Ready to listen. Ready to learn. Ready to lead. Let your stillness become your strength. Lesson 7. Expand your comfort zone gradually. There's a story of a young boy who feared cold water. Each morning, his grandfather would take him to the river. Not to force him in, but just to let him place 1 foot in. Weeks passed. 1 foot became 2. A splash. A laugh. One day, the boy swam, free and fearless. Not because he was pushed, but because he grew, 1 small step at a time. We all carry fears. Public speaking. Difficult conversations. Starting something new. But fear isn't a stop sign, it's a signal, you're near the edge of growth. Most people wait until they feel ready. But readiness is rarely a feeling, it's a skill you build by doing. So instead of leaping far outside your comfort zone, try this. Take 1 small stretch today. Speak up once in a meeting. Try that new yoga class. Ask the question you've been holding back. You might feel awkward. That's okay. Discomfort is the soil where confidence takes root. A mistake many make is swinging too far too fast, forcing themselves into huge challenges, then retreating in defeat. But lasting growth happens when we push gently but consistently. Celebrate every tiny win. Each one rewires your brain. I can do this. I did it before. And slowly, the edge of your comfort zone expands. Not by force, but through trust in your own capacity. Step by step, what once felt impossible becomes your new normal. Because courage isn't loud or sudden. It's quiet, patient, earned. And with each step forward, you become someone new, someone freer, wiser, stronger. Lesson 8, think strategically, not just intelligently. Imagine two travelers setting out toward the same mountain. One brings only knowledge, maps, books, ideas. The other brings a plan, small steps, rest points, ways to adapt when the path shifts. Guess who reaches the summit? Intelligence helps you see the mountain. But strategy helps you climb it. So many bright minds get stuck, not from lack of insight, but from lack of direction. They think hard, but they don't plan smart. Ancient teachings speak of right view and right action. It's not enough to understand, you must act in alignment with your wisdom. When inspiration strikes, pause. Ask, what's the next tiny step? Break your vision into daily actions. Make it visible, a checklist, a calendar, a quiet reminder. Track progress, not perfection. Adjust gently when life shifts. One common trap: getting caught in busy work. Tasks that feel productive but lead nowhere. True strategy means choosing what not to do, just as much as what to pursue. And don't wait for the whole path to appear. The first step reveals the second. Momentum builds clarity. Over time, this way of thinking becomes second nature. You start to connect actions with outcomes. You focus less on doing more, and more on doing what matters. That's the quiet genius of strategy. It turns fleeting insight into lasting change. So don't just think smart. Think forward. Think on purpose. That's how you build a life aligned with your deeper truth. You've just explored 8 powerful ways to think smarter, deeper, and more purposefully. Not through hacks or shortcuts, but through timeless, human truths. Now, take a quiet breath. Let the words settle, not just in your mind, but in your life. Start small. Stretch before your coffee. Reach out to someone who inspires you. Write down one honest thought before bed. Protect 1 hour from noise. Take one step that feels bold. And most importantly, pause. Every wise person you admire, they began with just one step. Then another. Then another. You don't need to rush. You only need to begin, again and again, with intention. Because a powerful mind isn't loud. It's not always the fastest or the sharpest. It's the one that stays clear when storms rise. The one that pauses before it speaks. The one that sees meaning in simple things. As you move through your days, let this be your quiet guide. Protect your mind. Feed it with truth. Train it with care. Let it with heart. The world may stay noisy. But you can become a calm, clear light within it. Thank you for walking this path today. Keep going. You're wiser than you think. And your journey has only just begun.